Hey guys, my name is John, TechGeek Tesla. I have another product review here for you today. This is related to the Frunk on a Model 3. I have what's called the Frunk Electric Suction Soft Closing Lock. This is going to allow my Frunk to close all by itself. If you are new to Teslas and Model 3s in particular, the Frunk is a manual close process. Now I do have a key fob that I use regularly to open up the Frunk, and I'm going to show you that process right now. You double tap on the front portion of the key fob. The key fob is awfully convenient for opening and closing the Frunk, but again, the closing part is a little bit laborious. You have to use both hands. Quite frankly, on this older model, it's a 2019 Model 3, I just use one hand, but it's recommended, I believe, by Tesla to use two hands when you close the Frunk. So we're gonna go through the installation process, see how this thing goes, and then test it out after it's installed. It is exactly 5 o'clock p.m. So we're gonna see from front to finish how long this takes me to install. Okay, so the original video from the OEM doesn't go into too much detail, but I figured out what needs to happen here. So this is the new unit. This is how it's going to be oriented. See that little narrow bar? That's going to be pointing this direction here, kind of going to the left as you look forward. And you're going to see this little hole right here on the right side. That is going to mount right there with that screw. But essentially the positioning of this needs to match. So you're going to see a little bit of leeway here. That can be mounted up and down, and that's what you need to make sure is in alignment. So I did bring a marker, and what I'm going to do here is just mark this with a Sharpie. So inside of here, what I'm going to do is just go like this on there and kind of draw a line. So let's make a mark over here, something like that, just so that we know that it's going to line up exactly the same height. That's the most important part of this whole installation. There is a small little knob here. That's going to go directly in here, and once that mates here, the latch will fall in place. So let's get it oriented inside like this. We're going to twist it in like this. It now comes up in place, and now the next step is, if you can see inside of here, we're going to try to get that little knob to line up with the center, and there it is. So now that we have that in place, we're going to place the bracket here back between the rubber. There it goes in place, and then take this cable, push it inside of here, inside of this rubber as well. Basically putting everything back in place, same as it was before. And over here, there's just some cable management we need to take care of. There we go, everything's now in place. And this is just now on top of the existing mechanism, and everything is falling in place. And again, it's lining up that little knob to fit in there. And then we're going to take the original screws. So this is a number 10 socket to do this. It's the same for the rest of the Frunk. And this is, so far, very smooth install. So now is the important part, is lining it up to the right spot. Okay, so now those are in place. The next step is mounting the motor. The motor, from what I discovered, is going to mount right in here. If you look right behind this wiring harness, there is a little screw right here, and there's a bracket. And there's one screw or bolt that comes with the unit. This is just going to sit right here and bolt down. And these wires are kind of hanging up, and I think that's the necessary position. So let's go ahead and fasten that down. Okay, that's nice and firm now. On this mechanism here, we have a black wire and a red wire. The black is negative, and that needs to be mounted somewhere onto the chassis. And you can see there's, in the official OEM video, there's a spot right here, but I don't have any grounding point to screw this into. So I'm just gonna grab this right here. Find any spot that you can. I imagine you can even do it up here on this bracket. There's probably a couple other spots. The only two I'm seeing is maybe right up here, which is a possibility, but I'm going to grab this spot right here. So we're gonna use our same wrench, and it looks like this fits for this one as well. Thankfully, you only need the 10mm socket. So I'm gonna unscrew this just enough to slide it in. There we go. It's nice and tight, that's nice and secure. And now the red is going to go onto the battery. We'll move this slightly out of the way. We'll just tuck that in under here so it's not in our way. And we're just gonna loosen this. And again, we can use that same 10mm. I'm gonna bend that out of the way and then get this cover back on, just like that. It's about 533 or 535. We have 5 zip ties. I'm just gonna place these around the cables just to secure them and then button everything up, and we'll see how it works. Okay, now for the ultimate test. Let's see how this thing works. Let's bring it down. There, it locked itself. Did you hear it? There we go. Nice. So let's imagine I throw a bunch of stuff into the frunk. Boom, 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 all my groceries. Just place this down like this lightly, and it grabs it. Overall, it was 45 minutes from front to finish, and I had to figure stuff out along the way. So hopefully this isn't that painful of a process for you. Let's give one last demonstration. Imagine you open up your frunk. I'm using the key fob in my pocket. Again, I highly recommend getting the key fob. Open it up, throw your groceries in there, make sure it comes down all the way, let go, it will grip it and close it, and you can walk away. No more grabbing it with 2 hands, pushing it down. All of that is now gone. So this is a really, really nice solution, I will have to say. If you are interested in getting this, definitely use a discount code. You're welcome to use mine. It's TechGeek at checkout. You get 27% off with my discount code on any accessory on Tlyard.com. The link is down in the description. Hopefully you guys get some use out of this. Hopefully this adds some value to you for your Model 3. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, see you.